When it comes to our health, we like to celebrate certain milestones, healthy eating, hitting our step goals, staying hydrated. But it seems the one thing we have a hard time celebrating is our sleep.
It's true. And to tell us more about sleep shame is wellness contributor Kyle Buchanan. Nice seeing you.
Good morning, you two. How are we feeling?
A little tired.
A little tired.
Yeah.
A little tired. Okay, so
time change, right?
Time change. It messes
still
us up.
getting over it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's state the facts. We know sleep is very important.
It is. You know, from a health perspective,
Right.
we know sleep is important for your hormones, your immune system, your brain. Your brain actually goes through its own detox when you sleep. It's called the glymphatic system, where your brain cells actually shrink and waste gets flushed out. So we know sleep is important. Ideally, we get 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, but sadly, you know, a lot of us Canadians are not hitting those numbers. There was the Sleep Country survey done, and it found that, you know, around 35% of us are almost always or frequently feeling sleep deprived.
Yeah.
And that number was higher for women and parents. So that's over, you know, a third of us who walk around tired all the time. And then the big irony is that when we actually do get enough sleep, a lot of us just feel guilty about it.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, we do sometimes. Absolutely, yeah. And let's talk about this phenomenon that is being referred to as sleep shaming.
Yeah,
Kyle, what is this all about?
This is really interesting. In that same survey, it found that 1 in 2 Canadians have felt judged for sleeping too much. And the result is what's called sleep shame. Shame for sleeping. 1 in 2 Canadians, which is wild. And apparently, Gen Z is feeling it the most, with over 70% of Gen Zers admitting that they have felt judged for their sleeping habits. So question for you two.
Okay.
Have you two ever felt sleep shame, where you felt judged for getting enough sleep?
Sometimes I felt like I'll choose not to go out and socialize because I know I want to go to bed early. And so sometimes I'm like, not that I have FOMO, but I'm like, this is okay, right? Like, I'm not like a weirdo. I just want to stay in my home in my PJs and go to bed early.
Same.
It's like tonight's not my night for that, right?
Yeah, but that's me every night.
Yeah. I feel that way sometimes. I've been on like golf trips, and nobody wants to be the first one to go to bed.
Oh, that's
right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then if you do, everyone's come on, you know, sleep when you're dead.
It's exactly right, and then you're exhausted. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot here. I'm going to flip the script. Have you ever been the sleep shamer?
Oh, absolutely.
Where you made someone else feel bad?
Maybe on those trips I just...
It's Jeff making this comment.
It's all around. I mean, and this is really interesting. You know, 42% of Canadians admit that they have sleep shamed someone at least once before. And again, for some reason, Gen Zers are higher at 56%.
Wow.
So you two, we have this problem of sleep shame, but we are also part of this problem. It's like complaining about the drama, but we are the drama.
Right.
But if you think about it, if we take a second, it makes sense, because we are all so conditioned to be productive and hustle that we lose track of the fact that in order to actually do that well, our bodies need rest. So I think we need a bit like of an adult timeout, just to collect ourselves and shift this narrative, because it's ridiculous that we're dealing with this.
Yeah, is that how we combat sleep shaming then? That we kind of flip the script here and make sleeping a priority, and we see it as a good thing?
As a good thing? Absolutely. I mean, there's a few different ideas. You know, one, if you have any goal, whether that's a health goal, a work goal, a personal goal, remember and consistently remind yourself that sleep is one of the best performance-enhancing things you can do. Second, just throwing it out there, maybe we normalize bragging about sleep. You know, people do gym selfies. Let's do sleep selfies. I'll go first. Here's my sleep selfie.
All right.
Oh, got so much sleep. 8-hour sleep win. Got so much REM, man. I rock that deep sleep. I'm just throwing it out there.
Do you really wear an eye mask?
Every day,
Does that help?
Yes, because you want to sleep in darkness.
I've never used one.
And I have a condo, so it's not completely, but masks do help. And lastly, you know, if you do feel guilty, seriously, about getting enough sleep, try reframing it a bit. You know, speak to yourself the way you would a friend or even like a child. If you wouldn't shame your friend or a toddler for getting enough sleep, you shouldn't be shaming yourself. You know, self-compassion does go a long way.
For sure,
It's true. We need to be nicer to ourselves.
Yeah. All right, in our final 30 seconds, you mentioned the sleep mask. I mentioned earlier the sleep mister I use on my pillow.
The vanilla mist.
The vanilla, we all know now.
Yeah. And any other sleep tips for people on sleep week?
You know, it speaks to it. You know, find a way to wind down that works for you and stick to that routine. A warm shower can help people fall asleep faster. Reading fiction. Ideally, your room is slightly cool, completely blackout. And, you know, in an ideal world, you have a mattress and a pillow you actually like. like that supports you in a way that you need, because structurally that can make a big impact as well, right?
Tried weighted blankets.
I love a weighted
blanket.
blanket.
Some people love weighted. I get weirdly claustrophobic, but
oh,
some people
I like
love
it.
that.
It's like I'm getting buried.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can rest now. No, I'm kidding. No, weighted blankets are great. And lavender mist. And just like, if you do get enough sleep, like, don't shame yourself. Let's break this narrative. And I want to see the sleep selfies. Go for it.
All right.
Let's start.
Now we have to do it. I have to get a cool eye mask.
Yeah. How can you take a selfie when you're asleep, though?
It's
There's
a
bit of
skill.
a conundrum.
It's a skill.
Yeah.
You will find a way. You will find a way. I believe in you.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Kyle Buchanan. Good to see you as always. Back after a break here in the morning show. Stay with us.
This portion of the morning show is brought to you by Sleep Country. Let's stop sleep shaming.